Alright, so we still need to talk to Tally and to Engineer Adams.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small.
Yeah.
I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
They aren't.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the get.
Old ships.
The fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have.
That makes sense.
That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Okay. Tell me more about your people.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us...
That's really not that many.
The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately,
I mean,
we have had to surrender many of the freedoms...
it's one of those things where, like,
take for granted.
is that a lot of people to be living aboard spaceships? Yes. However, is that a small total population for a race? Yes.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much,
Yeah.
it would strain our resources to their breaking point.
I mean, technically,
Of course, we also can't allow our numbers
if you-
to become too few.
right, because if you only have one kid, the population slowly does decrease.
In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births. Though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
The Quarian Council.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government.
So basically,
Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say.
makes
It's
sense.
a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction.
Okay.
The 5 top-ranked
Yeah, that makes sense.
officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty. And they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts.
Okay.
It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
So that's like what? 770, 140, 60, 120, 180, 240. 65, once every 65 years or so. The Geth.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Tell me. I said
Geth
65, but no, it's
serve
75.
as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought.
They were smarter than you
The power
anticipated.
of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So,
Yeah.
share brain power?
And that gave them, because multiple minds in one body resulted in
Basically,
the AI being more advanced than you expected.
So there's some sort of group consciousness.
No, nothing like that.
Within
They cannot share
within each
sensory
individual body, yes,
information.
but
Their
not.
programming cannot
Yeah.
handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I
Like,
alive?
no,
Why am
it
I
shouldn't be
here?
asking that.
What is my
To
purpose?
war!
As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's
Yep.
fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves.
Yep, and that's no
Inevitably, the
good.
newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded
Murder!
to this order violently.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The
I
hope
guess.
was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exiled.
Because they didn't want war. They didn't want to kill you. They just wanted to not die.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out.
You don't know
A
that.
synthetic life form, they have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Because you attacked them. So they're afraid of you. Because you created them and then you tried to wipe them out. And therefore, they lost trust.
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life.
No.
That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
pilgrimage.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We
It's
only
like
return
baby's
once
first
something
quest.
valuable we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often.
But they
Most
can.
captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when the gift is
That
not
makes sense, 'cause, like,
particularly
each ship is kind of like a
captain
city.
usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer.
Yeah.
Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet.
Yeah, but exceptions to every rule. Like, every now and then there's going to be somebody that, like, that either, like, dies on their pilgrimage or or just chooses to not come back.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go. Thanks for the chit-chat, Tally. Ooh, that was a lot of experience. Hey,
Hey,
Adams.
Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
That's fine.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You've got an eye for talent, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Tell me about
Fill me in
stealth.
on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone
Yeah.
looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space.
It's true.
Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up the FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Cool.
I
Normandy.
want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed. She's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
Tell me
What's
more.
so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Cool. Personal
Where else have you
questions.
served, Adams?
You name a class of Alliance ship, I probably served on it. Everything
Damn,
from
really?
Dreadnoughts and carriers, right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
All right. Well, thanks,
Carry on,
Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Alrighty. Okay, yeah, that's for changing my squad mates' loadouts, so I'm good on that for now. I know that the first mission that I want to do is to get Liara. However, it's nearly 1 a.m. and I do feel like that I should probably take like a 2 or 3 hour nap and then get back to it. But I just want to make sure I've done everything on the Normandy before I do that. Yeah, I talked to Joker. That's how I started. This is where I started.
Commander, something you need?
Cool.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
Alright, let's take a look at the galaxy map. Oh yeah. I don't think I can... Oh, I can? Or I can call... Can I call anybody with it? No, just examine and get EXP. I'm the captain now. Zoom out. Woo! Novaria, Pharos, Asteroid X-57, and the dig site. Right, it doesn't tell me where, I just have to find it. Now... Macedonia, Sparta, Knossos. I think it's in Athens. Man, that sound effect is way louder than everything else. Let's see. Pharos. A Turian insignia. Oh, I didn't want to exit the entire galaxy map. Salamis, Nausicaa, Circe, Proteus, Pharaohs. Okay, this is definitely not the right cluster. Knossos. Oh, that's different. Oh, right, that's because I technically didn't use a relay. Phaistos, Armeni, Therum. There we go. There we go. Rex, and then, nope, Tally, Biotic Tech Combat. Yeah, because Tally's all tech, Rex is biotic and strength, and then I'm all strength. Cool? I'm okay with that. Ashley is all combat. Caden is biotic and tech. Rex is biotic and combat. Garrus is tech and combat, and Tally is all tech. And then Liara is going to be all biotic when we get her. Cool. Accept squad, yes. Ah, the Mako. Alright, let's...
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Wait, what? Those are totally both new. Actually, you might have been able to zoom before, but the turbo is definitely new. Okay. I never really had a problem with how the Mako handled before, but so far this feels fine as well. But it also does feel very similar. Like a little different, but just a little. Like because the difference is that before, the way it worked was you use the right stick to aim, and then forward puts you in whatever direction you're aiming. However, now, that's still a little true. It still does that to an extent, which is why I just turned like that, but it's also definitely possible to aim in a different direction than the direction that I to aim in a different direction than I'm driving. Whoa, 128. Do I get full experience for killing something in the car? We're about to find out. Oh, that's insane. Because in the original game, it was something where like, if you killed something in the Mako, you only got like a third of the normal experience, because it makes sense because it's a tank, it can blow shit up, so technically it was best to like whittle shit with the tank and then kill it on foot. But it looks like that is not the case, and that killing something with the Mako gives the same EXP as killing it with my gun, which is awesome, because it means I don't have to always just be like, get in, get out, get in, get out.
Only a fool punches a bat like a clown. Be sure to sneak around and pull its tail.
Rex is telling me to be sneaky? What is this heresy? Alright, it's... yeah. Oh. Okay, I can just push the stick backwards to go backwards. That's nice. Man, I keep... because R2 is the machine gun, I'm like, L2 for the cannon! But no, it's L1. Which and that actually does suck, because that makes it so that I guess technically I can hold down the machine gun with my middle finger, and then I can use my pointer to fire the cannon. But that's a little bit less natural than double triggers. Just a little bit though. Blast them, Roger, Roger! Oh, and look! They actually have... because They actually straight up have a shield and a health bar for the Mako. They didn't really have that before, because like before it was always hard to tell. Like it was one of those things where like, whenever the Mako was badly damaged and about to blow up, you could tell. But besides that, it was always you couldn't really tell. But they just straight up gave it a health bar and a shield bar, so that's dope. Bad Geth. Boop, 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 boop. Nice. I'm not sure if that's the gate where we came in. I can't tell. I think that's the wrong gate, though. Because I think that was the entrance gate that I opened. Yep, because that's where the turrets were. Oh, that's not quite right. Here we go. All these buildings do look pretty similar. Where's the... Oh, there's the button. Herpaderp. I literally walked right past it. And now it's saving, because that was the right door. Alright. So, back to the truck. And then when I get in the truck, like, behind me is where I need to go. Mako, get into vehicle! Yeah. Bum 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 bum. Good shit. I see you, Geth bastards. I need that nap. But you know what? That's okay. So, I know that this episode's a little short, but you know what? That happens sometimes. Next time, we're obviously going to finish getting Liara, because that's kind of what we're in the middle of right now. I'm enjoying the game. Hope you guys are too. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm probably going to sleep for 3-4 hours and then be back to playing. However, when it comes to the YouTube schedule, I have no idea how much time will be between each episode. So regardless, see you guys next time, and peace.